Welcome to the Brett Davis Podcast.
Well, good evening, everybody. Nice to be on, and we've been away for a while. I am honored to have a young lady here today who has performed everywhere and who's just amazing. And we're seeing her progress and get better every time. Yasmine Serrano. Good to see you. How you doing?
Good to see you.
How you doing?
I'm doing very good. Thank you.
So she's an amazing talent, and not only that, she is a nice young girl. She's really sweet and really creative and passionate about performing. And we've had, you've done a couple of things for us in the past that you've just hit it out of the park. Recently, not too long ago, you also did something at the Coronado Shores for Larry and Ellen.
Yes, I did.
And everybody was you had everybody crying. It was wonderful the way you performed.
Thank you.
Before we get any further, I'd like to say thank you to the people that have been very instrumental in IQ Podcast and helping us get to where we're at. I'd like to say thank you to Attorney King for what he's done. Thank you, King. I appreciate what you do. Thank you. Also to Cody Martinez and Saquon, IB Fitness, and Marina Teal. And last but not least, Bonifiqueta, the garage in Coronado. Thank you so much for what you do, guys. Thank you, Marco. Okay. So how old were you when you first started singing and you realized that you wanted to do what you're doing now? Because sometimes people know, sometimes they don't. But did you know off the bat when you were doing this?
I think ever since I started singing, that's kind of what I've been wanting to do. Because I started singing when I was about 4 years old, and I think a few years after that, as I got better at singing, I decided, singing is what I want to do.
Was there like a passion? Was there as soon as you did it, it made you feel a certain way, or maybe you saw the way people reacted to what you were doing?
Yes. Every time I would go out and perform for others, and I'd see their reactions to me singing, and every time I got compliments from everybody and seeing how happy I made everyone, it made me feel like it was what I was meant to do. And in return, it's made me even happier to know that I've made people enjoy something that I enjoy doing myself.
Well, we enjoy listening to you, and everybody does too. What's your favorite song that you like to sing? Is that hard to say? Is that like earlier when we were talking about food, and your dad said talk about a favorite food you like, and you're like, well, you like a variety, right?
Yes.
Do you have one song or a couple songs that come to mind when I say that?
Yeah, I do have a couple songs actually from a different variety of artists. For example, I love to sing Celine Dion songs such as "It's All Coming Back to Me Now," or the one from the Titanic.
That's a great song. That's her signature, isn't it?
My Heart Will Go On. Yes.
Yeah, that's a signature for her. When everybody thinks of that song, they're going to think of her right off the bat. I think there's always one song that performers are known for, isn't there?
Yes, I do believe so.
Unless you're the Beatles, and then they have like gazillions of songs that everybody has a different response to, of course, right? Do you write your own songs at all? Have you done any of your own written music yet at all?
So far I haven't composed or written my own songs, but I do plan on doing it sometime in the future. Hopefully soon, because I am really into songwriting, despite how difficult it can be.
I think it just happens, right? I mean, you don't just pressure yourself. I talked to a guy the other day that he says he's never experienced writer's block. And I experience it all the time. I mean, I start writing, and there's sometimes you could write, I think the most maybe 3 hours. But some people just are gifted, and I think you're that way with your music. It just seems to come, not to say you don't work hard, because I do know you work really hard, but it does seem to come naturally to you. Am I right?
Yes. Singing comes naturally to me, but writing songs is more difficult because I do get writer's block. And I've tried before, and then I've kind of reached a stump, and then I discontinued it. It's been like that for a few songs that I've tried to write. So eventually I just stopped. So I'm hoping maybe to find some inspiration in the future and something that will motivate me to write more songs and hopefully complete them.
How do you get into that zone? How does that process happen?
Um, it just kind of happens. Like usually, I'm feeling a certain way, or I'm thinking of something, and then, or like sometimes I'm showering, because magical shower water has some thinking properties in it. um, but I think of something
So do you
usually
sing?
a
So
tune.
you sing in the shower?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sarah, my wife, does. I can't understand all of the Tagalog she's saying, but she's very she's very has a lot of rhythm when she's singing in the bathtub.
Yeah, well, I have to interfere because I am not a good singer, and
Well, I mean,
no, I do not
the
sing in
the
the shower.
songs sound really good. I just can't understand what you're singing. It's Tagalog. I mean, I don't know the dialect, but I mean, it sounds very. You want to sing a song for us, Sarah, real quick?
No, thank you.
Okay.
But Yasmin will. Would you mind singing a song?
Well, let me ask you, because we know I've heard the ones you have. I'm trying to think of something maybe we haven't heard, and a lot of people have heard you already. By the way, you're a big star.
Really?
What do you really? Come on.
Wait, there's an event going on
Thank you.
this weekend. Is it this weekend with the what's it called? Oh my gosh, I'm having
The Padres.
The
The Padres
Salute
is
to
a big
Navy.
event. What is it?
The Salute to Navy.
Oh,
Yes.
that's right. Salute to Navy in
Yes.
National City, right?
Yes, that's
Yes.
happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
In the morning
Yes,
with the Chamber of Commerce.
I believe so. Yes.
See, I know what's going on. You're surprised, aren't you?
I'm surprised. What time? Do we have a time here?
Probably 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
More around
It's
10:30.
actually it's
What time?
it's 11 a.m.
Oh, 11.
Really?
11 a.m. to
Where's it going to be?
let me tell you.
See, I already knew a lot of this. She's surprised that I knew this.
It's 11 a.m. to 1:30.
And where's it at? Oh yeah, Harley Davidson's a great place.
Yeah, Coronado Harley Davidson. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
But it's not in Coronado.
No, it's
It's
in
just
National
called-
City. We've been there because we had pet adoption there.
Yeah, but I just want to make it clear to the viewers and the listeners. So, anyways, we're really honored to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
So we talked about a couple songs. Celine Dion was one that came on. Have you seen her in concert?
No, I have not.
That you got to see her in concert.
I would love to.
And when you talk to her, can you get me some tickets too?
Oh, of course.
Please. I'm a fan. Who else do you like?
Lady Gaga.
Okay.
Some of her songs include "A Million Reasons," "Shallow." I do have a little bit difficulty singing "I'll Never Love Again." Yeah, "I'll Never Love Again."
Never Love Again.
Yes, mainly because it's one of the parts is a mix between the head and chest voice, and I have a little bit of trouble with that, but I'm still working on it. I also like to sing some Demi Lovato songs, like "Anyone" or "Stone Cold."
She's got some good songs.
Yeah.
Anybody else? You ever sang the song Evergreen?
No.
You need to learn that. That would be a good song for her to learn. Evergreen by Streisand.
Oh, Barbara Streisand.
Beautiful song. You could pull it off. Have you heard that song before? It's a classic. Paul Williams was one of the writers. Evergreen won a lot of awards.
For the viewers, Brett is looking at Yasmin's father, speaking to him.
Well, actually, I have a friend that I've known for years, and he's kind of an imaginative friend, and I talk to him. But that now we'll talk about it later. So anyway, who else do you like?
Well, there's the movie The Greatest Showman.
Oh, I love that movie.
Okay. So what song from that movie is your favorite song?
Easily, Never Enough.
Let's sing it. Go ahead, do it.
Can you
Oh,
sing it?
yeah.
See that? See how
could.
easy I just put it out there for her? She's just like, it's like, yeah, right. Come on, I gotta. Go ahead.
All the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little, and these hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me.
Wow.
That was even better than I thought. I mean, I knew you were gonna do
my
well.
gosh.
Thank you.
Like, really, I need you to sign this for me. I need your autograph.
You know what you need to do? I just had an epiphany. You ever heard that word before?
Yes.
I just heard. I've never heard it before. I just made it up. I thought you need to do a children's book,
Children's book. I am really big into writing.
but a children's book could be based on you as a character going through these adventures, and you get an artist to do, you can kind of do a muse thing where you kind of tell a story with an adventure you go through, or maybe.
How about a singing book? Do they have those children's like?
Well, they have the ebooks, and then they're turned into audio.
Right.
So I mean, that's
That would
possible.
be awesome.
You could
would be
sing. You
cool.
could sing on the book, and then you could also do the reading of the book.
Mhm.
You do it. Do you know how to do that
And I
stuff?
think you draw it too.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Oh, you
think-
do draw.
Oh,
I
she
do.
is so
Really?
talented, Brett.
Do you have any drawings on you? She's like, well, matter of
Not
fact,
with-
she's like,
No, I don't have anything on paper, unfortunately.
well, you're always prepared. So I'm surprised that you didn't have that and a peanut butter sandwich with you.
You know what? She is very talented, and
See, I expect you're so good at everything you do. I just expect that you're really going to have all this. I know it's terrible to put pressure on her, but she
she can do it.
she
You need
can
to
do
write
it.
a book, and you need to get published.
Oh,
And it's a lot.
So there needs to be
easier
a Yasmin book on a story of some kind where you're actually talking and singing, and she's absolutely right. It's a great idea.
Thank you. What's your Oh, it's right here. I am Yassi.
Mhm.
That's what you need. Your book title should be.
Well, she may come up with something else.
No, because you're talking about a young girl growing up and becoming the star that you are now.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, I got goosebumps.
That's because the AC's on.
It's exciting to think about.
Yeah.
I would love to write my own
Well, the
book.
thing that's interesting, people don't realize this. I've written 2 children's books, by the way, because I'm still a kid. And the one thing about children's books is you have a short period of time to capture the audience, which kids have a very short attention span.
Yes,
It's
they
kind
do.
of like me. So
Very true.
you have to capture that audience and engage them. But the thing is, children's books are really honest. You don't have to read 300 pages to find out what's going on. The artistry and the pictures are very important with the children's book because you can tell a lot about the story just by looking at the pictures already. Your mind already makes
Yeah. The
decisions.
illustrations is very, very important.
Yes, they are.
But the name, he actually wrote a Christmas book, and it was called Santa's Merry Workout.
Now this is not about
It's
me. This
so
is about her.
cute. Santa got
We're gonna
really
read. We're gonna.
fat,
We're
like
gonna read.
really, really fat.
We're gonna read. We're gonna really.
Wait,
Actually,
and he could not, but he couldn't put the belt on as
So
big
we're-
as he is, right? So his wife, Mrs. Claus, tells him, "Hey, I know this trainer in Chula Vista."
the book needs to be re-released where I have to undo my belt and I need to get my hair out of the book because I had hair when I had a full set of hair when we did the book and I was thinner. So now I have to be bald and fat, and then we have to, adjust the photos in the book.
There you go. Or you just play Santa.
I have to tell everybody I'm not really fat. I'm just obese, and I just happen to I've been doing a lot of articles on food and cuisine lately, so I've been getting into my role. So that's the only reason I've had problems. But again, it's not about that.
Right.
So when you do your children's book, if you do that, we can help you with that.
I would
We can help
appreciate that.
kind of guide you, and then you guys, mom and dad, can help in that, and your brother. But I think you could do a 20-page hardcover. But I would start out with a digital first, because the cost will be more affordable to do it, and you don't have to have a lot of inventory.
Mhm.
And then I would do a
hardcover.
I wouldn't do hardcover.
Oh,
I would do the
the audio.
audio, because you got to have the foundation first, which can be the digital, and then you do the audio, and then if you want to have some hardcovers and do some book signings, we can
She's
get.
got to have hardcovers.
Well,
You
yeah,
have
but I
to.
wouldn't buy a lot of them because that way you don't have to have a lot of inventory. And then when you're ready to do all that, we can get you hooked up with some book signings, some bookstores. We know some people can help you with that.
So yeah. So now we've planted the seed, and she's going to start writing when she gets home tonight.
I might just start writing when I get home
I'm
tonight.
telling you.
Maybe I'll hit a stroke of inspiration on the way home.
I think you
I'm
already
gonna
have it.
find my books so you can see what we did,
Mhm.
and then you can get a little bit of an idea. I think your book will be a big hit.
I would hope so.
Well, I mean, it'll be fun, and I think people.
Fun.
And plus, you could add music to your book.
I
I think so too.
So,
Wait, can you sing one more song?
I was going to wait for the very end to keep
Well,
people.
maybe she could do 3 songs.
Well, I mean, okay.
She's just got incredible
So,
voice.
What other
love your voice.
older artists? Can you sing the song "Fever"?
I've never heard of it.
Very old ballad.
Brett? She's not an old lady.
Oh, that song is not an old. It's a very hip song.
Well, how does it go?
Never could
Okay.
never know how much I care.
Yeah.
Give me fever, fever.
Why would
Is
she
that-
be singing that song?
It's a great song. It's a good ballad.
Okay.
It's a very. You've never heard the song?
Never.
Okay. You've heard it. No? Okay. I thought you were going to sing it. Dad was going to come and sing the song.
Dad's young too.
So what other older artists do you admire? And I'm not an artist, so you can't say me.
Unfortunately.
Whatever.
I need some time to think this over because what I usually listen to is more classical music too.
Love classical music.
I'm getting into classical music currently. So those are too old.
Do you know who Sarah Brightman is?
No.
She did she is in Las Vegas right now. She's doing a residency, but she was in the play The Phantom of the Opera. A lot of beautiful music. And Andrew Lloyd Webber did The Phantom and did a lot of other songs, but she did that song with Bocelli, which was a classical song done, and it's really beautiful. Those are the types of things you could pull off because you have such a wide range of music that you can do. Can you do, what was the name of that movie with Hugh Jackman you mentioned earlier?
The Greatest Showman.
Is there another song you can sing from that?
Tightrope.
Okay, let's do Tightrope. I feel like I'm on that every day. I can.
Wait, which one is that?
Once you hear it, you're going to know it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the one that the wife sings after he leaves.
That's a good song.
Yes.
The other one is also a really good song, the one that he sings, and then
From Now On?
his wife sings. I don't know the title of it.
Well,
Oh, A Million Dreams.
Million
can you
Dreams.
do Million Dreams?
I could.
Let's do that one.
Okay.
Do you like that song?
Yeah, I love that song.
'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
Wow.
Good job.
I'm like
Thank you.
holding my breath. I'm like, oh my
Wow.
gosh. Well, I have to tell everybody, Yasmin's going to perform at our teachers event
What that you're going to say she's
this
going to.
year.
That's amazing.
Yes.
There's gonna be
the
a
San
lot-
Diego Teachers
There's going to
Academia
be a lot of
Awards.
very surprised people at that event.
When she comes out.
Oh, they're
they
gonna-
will
they're gonna
be
have-
absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
Now, you know it's a Christmas theme.
Yes.
Do you know any Christmas songs?
I do know a few Christmas songs, yes.
Yeah, good ones? Like which ones?
Something.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Well, I mean, that's a very classic song. to
Jingle
sing.
Bells.
It's also very classic.
What were you thinking of?
I
The
was
Hanukkah song.
I've never heard of it.
That's
Unless-
by
unless you're
Adam
referring to-
Sandler wrote it.
Oh, Brett, Adam Sandler, really?
Yeah, he does. He sings it.
But I was thinking of maybe something about December by Christina Perry,
I think I've heard that.
or Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
That's a
by
good.
U2.
That's a good
Well,
one.
the first one you said by Christina Perry.
Oh, Polar Express.
Oh yeah, the Polar Express.
What's the other ones
Oh,
on the
that's
list
good
there?
too.
Polar Express.
How
What else
does
we
that
got?
one go?
When Christmas Comes to Town. I'm
Christmas in Our Hearts.
wishing on a star,
Well, that's a great song.
trying to believe.
Yes.
It's one of my
That's the
favorite.
song.
That's actually one of my favorite Christmas movies.
That's the song you're gonna sing. Okay.
We don't know. We know what's
No.
You know what? There
That
might
is
be.
one of my favorites.
Okay, then she might have to sing more than one. Or she can. You like eggnog. They just said no. Okay, never mind. I think eggnog is an age thing because I look at my kids and I think eggnog is the greatest thing.
Yeah.
And they're like,
You
They
just
think it's
look
like-
at us like
they're like-
it's
they're
disgusting,
like-
but it's so good.
Yeah, but they're like, we don't like balut either. I'm like, it's not the same thing.
Oh, Brad.
It's eggs, but it's not. It's the nog.
So
It's not
different.
a balut egg,
Stop.
but
So different.
So, is there a song that? Well, we'll figure it. You'll figure it out. We'll talk more about it. It's going to be a great event.
Yes.
You've never been before, right?
Never.
You go to the first one. Oh, you're going to love it. It's going to be amazing.
Yes, we're going to be recognizing a lot of San Diego teachers.
Not just teachers though.
Yeah, right. We've got legends actually
Legend.
lined up. Teacher legends. Last year we had 4 teacher legends. We had Sandra Scheller. She was the one that orchestrated the Holocaust Museum in Chula Vista, and Bill Burgess, of course. He was a big time drama teacher, and now he's a producer and director and just big time,
Wow.
And then there was George Ornersarden. Did I say his name right, Brad?
You did, Coach O.
Coach O. Yeah, and he was a principal, and
Keep it simple.
yeah, but he was amazing.
Well, anybody that works with students and trying to make them better, or do things in the school, like whoever says thank you to the custodian, and the
Not a lot of
custodian,
people.
the custodians keep the schools looking good, and nobody ever says thank you to them. It's like they forget they exist. Who says thank you to the cafeteria workers? They get there early in the morning and prep the food and have to get the food out to the kids. So this year, rather than doing just another teacher event, we're going to say thank you to those individuals.
We're going to pick a team, a cafeteria team actually, and honor them, and also a janitor.
And I don't think anybody's ever. I don't think they honor them. I just don't think it's something, for whatever the reason it's done. It should be done. So we're going to do it this year. So what are you passionate about? I mean, when you're not singing, is singing your full-time gig, or do you do painting, or do you play chess? Do you have a favorite charity? I mean,
Well, besides singing, I do like to write. I like to draw. Recently, I've been getting into sewing and plush making.
no, your brother, I understand, is a pretty good. He knits, right?
Actually, it's crocheting.
Crochet.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Oh, before you go on, you guys, I have to finish.
She's
what I
on a
was
roll.
saying.
I
Wait,
wanna-
1 second. I have to finish this. The other legend that we had, because I told you we had 4 and we only said 3. The other legend is Max Bransfield.
Actually, we're doing 5 this year.
But this year we're
Oh.
doing 5. Yeah. So I have to say his name because you know what? He's a legend. So anyways, I'm sorry. Go on. I have to. Sorry for digressing.
You're not digressing at all.
Yeah, it's all good.
So we were talking about your hobbies. Do you
Yes.
have hobbies? Do you like pets? Do you like to travel? I mean, what are you doing on your off time?
Well, I do like to play a lot of instruments.
You play. I didn't think I knew about the instruments.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Really?
Really? Like what?
What do you play?
Well, I am learning some piano, so I know a little bit of that. I think I'm fairly decent. I also know a little bit of guitar, just basic chords.
Yeah, they're very similar, aren't they?
Piano and guitar?
Yeah, but
Oh,
I mean,
no,
as far
they're
as
completely different.
no, but I mean, if you feel it, I know people that can pick up a guitar and just naturally can play it, and I know people can sit at a piano and play piano. Some people just have that gift and they feel the instrument without even having really. It's all by ear.
Yes, you can hear
That's-
song.
She can hear it too.
Yes.
Oh, that's talent. That is talent.
They're
And-
different. They're different, but there's still some type of gift that people can have with music.
Mhm.
Now, here's a question, and I don't know if I've asked you this before, but people I've talked to that are usually really good. Now, you might be the first one, but usually that are really good in music typically are very good in math or like math. Is that true?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So that has been debunked. We now know that I think I'm musical and I'm horrible at math, so I don't disagree. I'm not in her caliber, of course, but I have been known to get the dog to howl in the morning when I sing. So I have some talent, I guess, because I think he's saying he's telling me to do more singing. That's why he's telling, right?
That's right.
I would hope so.
So that would be great. Piano and guitar.
Yes. I picked up violin for like a few weeks, and then my wrist started to hurt because I had to curve it like this.
Isn't it interesting?
So instead, I switched from mariachi to band, and I
Wow.
started playing trumpet, which I think I picked up relatively fast because within brass instruments, there are there are things called different partials, which is basically how fast you buzz your lips and how much air you blow through the horn. And the highest partial I can hit right now is my fifth partial, which is pretty up there. So I think that's pretty good.
I think that's pretty awesome.
I think if we throw the
Then you
children,
can even,
we can add the instruments and then throw the children book in before the end of the year. That should keep you pretty busy. You probably won't have time to make cookies this year. Do you make cookies?
I do.
well,
I love to bake.
Really?
Yes,
okay,
so-
next
so
time
is
you
it-
come in, you're gonna have to bring some baked cookies.
of course.
So what
Okay,
do you like
of
to, what
course.
do you tell me what your passions are, what you like to bake?
Well, usually I do small things like cookies.
Chocolate chip, oatmeal, raisin, peanut butter.
Well, usually when it comes to chocolate chip or white chocolate macadamia, I already have the pre-made cookies. But when it comes to butter cookies, I make those from scratch.
That sounds good,
Um,
actually.
You're
And
old.
I-
You're old school. You're like an old soul. Nobody does that anymore.
Really?
When you eat it.
No, I mean,
That's
I don't know.
great.
I mean, I don't know too many. My daughter is a baker. I don't know if you knew that. I have an older daughter who's a chef, and she makes things like from scratch like that. And she's amazing. I mean, she works at a huge resort over in Nantucket, and she does. When she comes to San Diego, she gets a big shopping. People want her to make stuff for the holidays. She makes a fortune. She works a lot, but that's another sign of creativity, I think.
Yeah, she does gourmet desserts. I mean, it is amazing.
Next time I could probably bake you an Oreo cheesecake.
Girl, I will not say no.
So I talk about tightening
I
my.
look forward
I talk
to
about
it.
talk about tightening my belt. I don't mean financially, and you want to give me more sweets. You know? I think I should be Santa Claus at the event this year.
I think you should.
Probably.
As
But
the
you'll
rate
be a
I'm going.
handsome Santa Claus.
Well, Santa Claus is not a bad looking guy. I don't think, is he?
He's cheery and he's jolly.
I saw Kurt Russell play him.
Yeah, he did a good job.
He did pulled it off, and that other guy that was on it's on the Top Gun movie is in a commercial right now with.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he's the guy that you said you never really liked. He was in Mad Men.
Oh, he played
He's
Santa?
playing him on a commercial right now.
Oh.
He's talking to Mariah Carey, who's another great artist. Do you have any songs from Mariah Carey that you like?
I don't really listen to Mariah Carey too much. All I ever hear, and this is like year round, is "All I Want for Christmas Is You." But that song gets old pretty quickly.
Well,
It's a
her
big-
father just showed
It's a
me a
big
picture.
hit, but
That of you. Bad Santa.
Oh, that's with what's that actor's
Billy
name?
Bob.
Billy Bob. I
That's
hear they're
Santa.
making. Is it a part 2 coming out? They're making another one with him. in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I haven't seen part 1.
Hilarious.
I don't know.
We got
Right.
Bad Grandpa.
The Dirty Grandpa.
Bad Grandpa.
Oh, I saw Dirty Grandpa with Robert De Niro.
Yeah, that was
Oh.
crazy.
I was shocked. So with all these great things that you're doing, let's go into the future for 5 years, because I find that's interesting. Because I find that when you do that, a lot of times those things probably happen. Have you thought about where you're going to be in 5 years?
college.
Okay, well, and so
Yeah.
you're in college.
College.
What do you and you think you want to be? You think you said earlier an attorney, maybe?
Yes, actually. So if performing arts doesn't work out for me, I was thinking of getting into the medical field, hopefully as a surgeon. But if that also doesn't work out, or if it gets too stressful for me to handle, maybe I'll consider getting into law. Hopefully, maybe becoming an attorney. If not, then being a lawyer.
Law is a good profession.
It is. And since I love to debate, and I love to look for evidence to support the facts that I have, I feel like it would be a good field for me, if ever.
So I see you have passion with it. Why don't you just go from, if the music part doesn't work, go straight to becoming an attorney?
That's a good
'Cause I see your
question.
passion when you talk about it.
Yes, but I do love the medical field just as much
You do.
because
Okay.
I love learning about how the human body works. Currently, I'm in psychology, and I love learning about how the brain works with all the different neurotransmitters and the different chemicals that are released in order to make people feel what they feel,
Mhm.
as well as all the different lobes of the brain. We have 8 lobes: frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital, and I forgot the fourth one, but maybe it'll come to me.
Well, you know what? Because you're sitting in front of a camera, so of course you're going to be like,
It's going to
oh
be
my
happening.
gosh.
You're
I
going to
just
be.
remembered.
16,
It's the temporal lobe.
the temple.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you'll remember tonight when you're in the shower singing temporal lobe, temporal lobe.
Oh, that might be.
Your parents are like,
would
what are you
happen.
talking about? Sounds like you're going medical, but I could be wrong. I knew a person that got a medical degree and then decided to be an attorney. I know a couple of people that did it. One guy ended up knowing the medical side of things in anesthesiology,
Mhm.
and then with the law degree was able to sue and get money for the families because they were either something happened, they died, or it was
Oh.
so they ended up knowing both sides of it, and so there was nobody that really had that field. This one guy that did do it, nobody at the time was really doing it. So the fact that there was attorneys doing it, they didn't have anybody that was also a doctor and attorney doing it. It made the guy was just sought after. Everybody wanted this guy,
That makes sense.
right?
Yes.
But you don't hear about people getting. Yeah, I got my medical degree and became a doctor, and then I double majored and became an attorney. And then, by the way, I'm also singing at Caesar's Palace. Hey, there you go. You never know.
That would look good on a resume.
Right?
It would look
Yeah,
amazing.
we took medical assistant, and now we work in naval aviation.
There you go. You just never know,
You
right?
never know.
And thank you for what you do too, by the way. You both were in the service?
I was.
My father. Yeah.
She's worked for the service now as a civilian.
Civilian worker.
Well, thank you both. And you've done a wonderful job, and I'm sure you're very proud of her. And you got beautiful parents, and your brother's very nice. And I like blankets. You think you could make about a 7-foot shawl of some kind with,
Oh, gosh.
something very fancy, maybe, I
I
don't know where that.
Where'd that
think you
come
could
from?
do it.
That's a specialty too, by the way.
There we
For
go.
sure.
My mom used to do it all the time and for years.
Patient.
Yeah, it's a skill to it, and there's actually probably very a creative part of the brain. I would think that's used,
I
right?
think you need to have a lot of patience. Definitely.
For sure.
So you don't think I would have patience doing
No.
a shawl?
Not you.
No, not me.
Yeah. It does take a lot of patience because recently I made my own tote bag to bring to school to put all my books in it. And it took me a few hours just to straighten out everything using the iron and then tracing out whatever measurements I need, cutting it, and then sewing it. And then it's starting to break apart, so I need to fix it. So it'll take.
But you did it.
I did do it. It does take a lot of time, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see that.
There you go. You want to leave us with a song before we head out? And
I don't see why not.
Okay. Thank you.
we actually have another podcast coming up. Huh?
We do.
We're doing a double header.
Yes, we are.
Wow.
Actually, Ron Morrison's going to be on the next one
Okay.
Oh.
with the dentist. Yeah.
With the
Yeah.
dentist, it's going to be giving free dental work for people that don't have enough money, kids that can't afford to get dental work done.
We'll talk about it on the next show.
That's
Yeah.
a really humble thing to do.
Yes, I agree.
And she thanked for Ron Morrison for State of the City address.
I did.
I think it's where we met you.
I think so too.
That's right.
Yeah.
We did meet you at the city.
Yeah, we met you there. Well, what you picked a song, you surprise us, and then we'll end on that.
Ooh, I'm very indecisive. So it'll be hard for me to run through all the songs in my mind and then try to pick from one. 'cause-
Okay, let's think. Let's think of what you can sing.
Well, she already did the
Well, she did two of my favorites.
right.
And then remember the Christmas song, okay? Because that's what you're going to sing at the teacher's
Polar
event.
Well, we need to talk about that.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
She's going to sing one of my songs, and then one of you can tell her to sing another
No,
song.
because we need to see because something better might come up that we're not thinking
It's a
of.
really good song, Greg.
It's a great song, but it's still early. I mean, anything
It
can
is early. Okay.
There is this one song that I really like from a musical called Dear Evan Hansen, and it's called So Big, So Small.
What's it called? The play?
Dear Evan Hansen.
Dear Ever Hansen?
Evan.
Hansen.
Evan Hansen.
Yes.
Okay. Is this a movie or a play?
Well, originally it was on Broadway, but then
Okay.
it got turned into a movie with really bad reviews.
Oh,
Sometimes
no.
it happens. Sometimes they
Yeah.
try to duplicate some of the book or the play, and man, it just like dies.
But you love the song.
The original
I do.
was good.
Okay.
Can you sing The Godfather? There's words to The Godfather. You know?
Stop.
I know it's tequila.
I like you, but I have to kill you so you can go away. It's nothing personal. It's only business, so we say. Anyway,
Is
Those
for
sound
real,
like
or did you
interesting
make that
I
up?
just made that up.
Those are interesting lyrics.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, your composer.
Oh, you should be my new composer.
Well, I think my lyrics are a little dark for what you do.
Okay, we're gonna let her sing.
It was a February day when your dad came by before going away. A U-Haul truck in the driveway. The day it was suddenly real. We told you not to come outside, but you saw that truck and you smiled so wide. A real life truck in your driveway. We'll let you sit behind the wheel. Goodbye, goodbye. Now it's just me and my little guy. And the house felt so big, and I felt so small. And the house felt so big, and I felt so small. There it
job.
is. Thank you.
Wow.
You know,
Goosebumps.
it never, it's amazing. I've heard you sing, and every time it's like it's the first time, and you put everybody in the zone with your voice and the energy that you put out. Thank you for taking time,
Thank you.
for being here with your busy schedule, and we've been wanting to have you on for a while. But you're this big star. You're all over the place.
She really is.
Any shows that you want to be on that you haven't really been on yet? I mean, you can see yourself being in.
Well, I wanted to get into The Voice.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, America's Got Talent, but I have had no luck with those yet. Hopefully soon, maybe as I mature more, maybe I'll be able to get into those shows.
I think you will probably do very well, and I can see you being in them. One of them.
Thank you.
And I think you are mature. I think sometimes it's just timing.
Well, I don't think that in order for you to be successful, that you have to be in one of those shows either.
I do believe that.
Yeah. So
Well, here's an example. There's a lot of I used to, in my past life, I was an athlete, a decent athlete, and I met a lot of really great athletes. Like we're talking like just they could do everything, and they were amazing. You're like, where do these people come from? From another planet? And then I was talking to Sarah about this yesterday. They would win All-American, which is pretty prestigious, in high school. To be saying you're an All-American, it's like, wow, not everybody gets that title. And then the funny thing is, they hit that mark, and then after that, they just never quite ever go any further. And they're done. And then you have other people that struggled, that maybe never made to those marks for whatever the reason, that struggled and really honestly almost gave up a bunch of times, but for some reason continued to do it. And then ended up being a star, a gigantic star that made lots of money and a lot of fans. And they were, some of them would have never, I think some of them that would have never became the stars they were had they not had the struggles that they went through. That's the only thing I can get out of it. Sometimes when you peak, and that's it. It's like why do you think they call it what do you think they call it a star? Because stars fall. Stars don't stay up forever. They eventually fall. So I like to say entertainer. Star is something that falls. Entertainers can go on forever.
Yes.
I don't know. It's just my take. Your dad might say, well, there's stars the sun's a star and it's still going. So you're right, Dad.
But
it's
only for so long, though.
Right. But entertainers, go on. Look at the longevity of so many people that just, you're an entertainer. You're of course you're a star, but you shine. But I look forward to watching your career. I know Sarah does too, continuing to be there. And when you're in Vegas and you're at the the Venetian, or over at Caesars. We want to, we'll come see you and we'll bring flowers.
I want front row, okay?
Of course, always. I'll make sure to always include you in front row.
Thank you.
I happen to just know somebody that booked some of the biggest acts in the world. It was just on my radio show.
Yes, your radio show.
And I think he said the hottest acts right now that he books are, what's the guy's name from One Direction? That's solo now.
Oh,
Zayn?
That our daughters like.
yeah.
Zayn?
No,
No.
the lead singer.
He's got a new song out right now, a hit. He's a big one. What's his name? You know
I
his name.
can't, yeah.
I like his music.
You know what?
And then there's the
I'm having-
then there's a Filipino guy, the singer. It's in Vegas doing a residency now. He's a big one also.
Really?
Yeah, he's with the curly hair, can dance really good.
Bruno Mars?
Bruno Mars.
Oh,
So this guy books Bruno Mars. He books this other guy from One Direction. You ever heard of Shaq,
Shaq?
the basketball player?
Oh, yes.
So Shaq does a 1 hour spinning music. He charges $250,000 for that. So he books that too. So this guy books all these very well-known artists. So if somebody down the road, what I'd like to do is maybe let him hear some of your songs. I think he'll be blown away. So
Harry Styles.
Harry Styles.
Ah,
So he books
Harry
He books
Styles.
Harry Styles too. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Well, thank you for being on my
Thank
show. And
Oh,
you're,
you know what? You
what?
should be my manager.
oh man, you know how many times people have asked me to be their manager. You got a great manager right there. He's the bomb, man. You got the guy.
Yeah,
He's got your back better than anybody else.
of course.
There's a lot of sharks out there, and he's blood. He's your dad. He's gonna do things for you.
I'm just a bouncer.
That's what I am. Very nice to see you again.
Yeah,
Look
it's
forward to
been
seeing
fun.
you
Thank
on
you.
December the 9th at Sequan for our teachers event
San Diego
and
Teachers
educators.
Academia Awards.
There you go.
And we'll talk about that more.
Everybody take care. Yasmin, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney King. Thank you, Cody Martinez at Sequan. Marina Teal with IQ, not IQ,
Well, she
IB Fitness. And of course, Bonafacetta the Garage in Coronado. They have 4 restaurants in San Diego. I highly recommend, if you like good pasta and you like good Italian food, Bonafacetta is the bomb.
Yes.
Everybody take care. Go Padres and yippee-ki-yay.